The path to a World Series title for the Philadelphia Phillies doesn't run through Atlanta. It runs through the right field corner at Citizens Bank Park. As of June 8th, the Phillies are a solid ball club, sitting at 35-30, but they are staring up at a 9.5 game deficit in the NL East. That is a chasm. And to bridge it, to truly compete with the juggernauts in October, an upgrade is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. The conversation in the front office, led by Dave Dombrowski, isn't if they need another impact bat, but what it will cost. And that cost has a name: Gage Wood. An MLB.com report has put into words what many inside the organization have been quietly acknowledging. If the Phillies are going to make a substantial needle-moving acquisition before the trade deadline, their number 2 prospect is almost certainly the centerpiece of that deal. The club doesn't want to do it, but in the world of Dombrowski, want is a secondary concern to win. Let's break down the brutal calculus facing this front office. This isn't just about one prospect or one trade. This is about the entire philosophy of the Phillies' current championship window and the stark reality of their farm system. The core of this team, Bryce Harper, Trea Turner, Zack Wheeler, Aaron Nola, is built to win right now. Their contracts and their age demand it. You don't have that kind of payroll commitment to hope for a run in 2028. The run is now. The primary area of need is glaring: a consistent, impact outfielder. Brandon Marsh has been a solid contributor, but the production from the other corner outfield spot has been a point of concern. Whether it's a defensive liability or a bat that runs hot and cold, it's the most logical place to upgrade. You need a player who can change the dynamic of the lineup, someone who provides protection for the middle of the order bats and shortens the lineup for opposing pitchers. Think of a player with an OPS plus consistently north of 120, someone who isn't an automatic out against high-velocity right-handers. So why does the burden fall squarely on Gage Wood? Because he's the only significant piece of prospect capital the Phillies have that is both highly valued around the league and available. Let's look at the 40-man roster and the top of the prospect list. The top prospect, shortstop Aiden Miller, is sidelined with a back injury and won't be back until around the deadline, tanking his immediate trade value. You can't trade damaged goods for a premium return. Andrew Painter, the unicorn arm we've all been waiting for, is in his own category. Trading him after his journey back from Tommy John surgery would be organizational malpractice and is a non-starter. Mick Abel, once a top-tier arm, has seen his stock fluctuate as he works through command issues at AAA Lehigh Valley. Other position players like Justin Crawford are still developing at AA reading and don't carry the kind of weight needed to headline a blockbuster deal. That leaves Wood, a right-handed pitcher with a live arm, drafted in 2024, who has done nothing but impress since turning pro. He is, for all intents and purposes, the organization's only blue-chip trade asset that can be moved. This situation is a classic Dave Dombrowski scenario. His entire career as an executive is built on this exact type of decision. He leverages the future for the present. He did it in Detroit, he did it in Boston, and he won. He understands that flags fly forever, and prospect rankings are forgotten. He operates with the belief that a top prospect has a high probability of becoming a solid major leaguer, but the all-star player you can trade for is a proven commodity. It's risk mitigation. So who is Gage Wood, and what would the Phillies be giving up? We're talking about a pitcher with a high 90s fastball that has significant carry at the top of the zone, paired with a devastating slider that projects as a true out pitch at the major league level. His performance in the low minors has been electric, a strikeout rate well over 11 K/9 and an ERA that has stayed consistently below 3.20. His FIP, fielding independent pitching, suggests his success is no fluke. The most tantalizing part, and what makes this decision so agonizing, is his potential proximity to the majors. The report notes he could impact the big league bullpen this season. Imagine a scenario where, instead of being traded, Wood is fast-tracked. By August, he could be another high-leverage weapon for Rob Thompson to deploy alongside the likes of Jose Alvarado and Seranthony Dominguez. He could be the internal solution to bullpen depth that every contending team craves. Trading him means you are repurposing that asset. You're taking a potential solution for your pitching staff and converting it into a solution for your lineup. It's a calculated gamble that the offensive upgrade will provide more wins above replacement than the potential innings Wood would have given you, either this year or in the future as a starter. A trade package headlined by Wood could fetch a significant return. We aren't talking about a rental player. For a prospect of Wood's caliber, Dombrowski would be targeting an outfielder with at least 2 to 3 years of team control remaining, someone who is not a pending free agent. This allows the Phillies to integrate the player into their core for the remainder of this competitive window. The selling team would likely demand Wood plus another piece, perhaps a lower-level lottery ticket or a player to be named later. But Wood is the key that unlocks the entire negotiation. Financially, this also plays a role. The Phillies are already pushing up against the highest tiers of the competitive balance tax, CBT. Any player they acquire would need to have a salary that fits, or John Middleton would have to authorize another significant financial commitment, pushing their tax penalties even higher. A player still in his arbitration years would be the ideal target from a payroll perspective. So, what happens between now and the July 31st deadline? The performance of the current outfielders will be under a microscope. Every 0 for 4 night will amplify the calls for a trade. Every defensive miscue will be scrutinized. Simultaneously, every dominant start Gage Wood makes for the Reading Fightin Phils or the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs will make him more valuable, both as a trade chip and as a future piece of the Phillies' rotation. This is the tightrope walk of a win-now team. You have to feed the present without completely starving the future. But Dave Dombrowski has never been one to worry about a future meal when a feast is on the table right now. The pressure of chasing the Braves, combined with the ticking clock on the team's veteran core, makes it feel less like a matter of if a trade will happen, and more a matter of when Dombrowski will find a deal he can't refuse. And when he does, the price will almost certainly be Gage Wood. What do you think? Is trading a top pitching prospect like Wood the necessary evil to put this team over the top? Or should the Phillies hold on to him and hope for an internal solution? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. This is the biggest strategic question facing the franchise this summer. If you appreciate this kind of in-depth analysis and want to stay ahead of the curve on all things Phillies, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be tracking this storyline and all the roster moves right up to the deadline.